Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today we are going to look at our a new set of pencils. They're called Woomer. Woomer. It's fun to say. I'm not feeling all that great today, so I'm not going to be high energy today. I'm really sorry. But this set of pencils came in and I really wanted to get them out to you and the information out to you because I do have a coupon. Excuse me, I do have a coupon that is available until mid-November for 12% off of these. So it does work out to be approximately um, $24 for this set of pencils. It is a 72 set. They have good light fastness, soft core, artist quality, saturated colors. And on the back here, it gives you the information of easy to blend 3.8 millimeter soft core, break resistant leads, saturated pigment. It does not tell you whether or not it is an oil base or a wax based pencil. These are designed in China and created in China. They did not have any sort of smell. Um, on the inside of the sleeve that comes over top of the pencils is your color chart in numeric order. It also shows your light fast ratings here as well, which is a good thing to have. I can't guarantee their light fast rating because I don't worry about light fast rating, so it isn't something that I spend a lot of time with when it comes to colored pencils because I don't usually put my colorings up on the wall. If you are an artist that is using colored pencils for coloring and drawing and creating art to sell, make sure that you test the light fast rating yourself. You can do this by taking your swatch chart and just leaving it in the sun of a window or something like that for a month and seeing which ones fade and which ones don't. Let's take a look at the pencils. Oh, I did something silly. Oopsie. I forgot to do something, which is fine. I'll fix it later. We'll go through and do a swatching of these as well. It will take about 3 minutes to do the swatch, so of course make sure that you grab your coffee and sit back and relax for that. This is the pencil itself, so it says it's made in China. The company name and logo, colored pencil, has a barcode on there as well as the light fast rating and the name and number. Now the name and number are in the color of the pencil, but they're on a gold thing there, so it's difficult to see sometimes. So definitely do your swatch chart. That will give you a better idea of where your pencils are and what colors they are. The swatch chart, let's see if I still have it. I keep on throwing these things away and I shouldn't. So this is the way that they come, the colors that they come in, and in the order that they come in when they get to you. I have recreated my own swatch chart in color order as per the way I like it, going from light to dark. And that is why you'll see that mine don't have that same arrangement as yours may have when you first open the box. It does come in a metal tin. The trays that they come in are really flimsy, so be very careful of that. It's 2 layers of pencils. It's 72 pencils. It's not a huge set. I wish they came in a bigger set, but 72 is adequate, I guess. You all know me. I prefer a big set of pencils. All right, so we're going to do the swatch, and excuse me. It'll take approximately 3 minutes, so enjoy the swatch. Sit back, have your cup of coffee, and enjoy the swatch, and I will be right back. All right, so just one moment. All right, so that wasn't too bad. So we're going to do some testing on these pencils. Of course, I have my testing printed on the back of the page. The pencils on the laid down quite nicely. Um, our dark areas are very, very heavy. Um, I didn't have any scratchiness or anything like that. No dry feeling to the pencil. It was very smooth. The white is quite opaque, so it does show up as white on a black surface. So that tells me that you're going to get a good opacity for the white. Yeah, so let's give these a testing. We have our yellows into our light orange colors, or our skin tone colors, our light skin tone colors, into our oranges, our orange reds into our reds, our pinks into our purples into our blues. So these are more of the aquatic blues into our regular blues, into our aquatic greens, and then into our regular greens. This is an olive green into our browns, then into our dark browns, into our grays. So it does have a really good selection of colors, um, and a very balanced set of colors as well. I think the only one that I would suggest they add a little bit more to is possibly the orange, but I think even the orange is one of those colors that either it's a bright orange or it's a red orange, and you can add more reds and that sort of thing to it. So definitely a good set of pencils. Color wise, let's take a look at them um, as our testing. So we're going to check their water resistancy, their smudge resistancy, and their blendability. Now I'm trying to get these to sit somewhere so that I can actually do that. So we're going to take a look at, let's see, what colors are we going to look at? Let's grab cadmium yellow, which is a nice bright yellow. And then we're going to grab crimson, which is a nice red. Oop. Catch that before it runs away. Now, as you can see, I'm going to show you what I mean by very flimsy on the trays. So they're really, really flexible. You're going to have to be very careful lifting those trays out, or you may end up with them all over the place. So we're going to grab ultramarine for our blue, because it's a nice dark blue. All right, so there we have our three base colors. Now, the reason why I use these three colors during my testing is because they are our primary colors. So with these colors, you can create an entire rainbow of colors. So that's why I use them. So we're going to put down our color, and as you can see, it very, very gently, I'm not even pressing it into the paper, just fills that color really nicely. I'm going to zoom you in so you can actually see a little bit better. Let's grab this and we'll come in here. All right. And I think I just closed that. Oopsie. I didn't want to close the zoom in tool. I'm going to turn this light on as well. There, that's better. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. So as you can see, they are a very smooth pencil. I have seen others review these, and I have seen others that have purchased these and stated that they are a good soft wax pencil, close to a Prisma. Um, I think they're a little bit harder than a Prisma, but they do layer, they do build up really nicely, and they are soft enough that you can definitely squish if you wanted to. I personally don't like to squish, so I like to build that color up. And we will see on the three color blend test how much um, blendability these pencils have with both a layering technique, and I will try a bit of a squish technique as well and try to see which one works better for these pencils. One moment. Sorry, I had to cough. Didn't want to cough in your ears. Like I said, I'm not feeling all that great today. I woke up very um, feverish and did not like it. And actually just went back to bed. My poor husband went and turned on the lights to get dressed for work, and I had gone back to bed and he didn't realize it. He felt bad. I don't normally go back to bed, so normally when I'm up, I'm up, but not this morning. I just did not feel good. All right. So there we have our filled areas. Yeah, there's still a little bit of white spot there, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're testing the ability to whether or not we can move these with water. And I've got my water pen here. It's got a bit of water in it. I do need my brush. There it is. Let's brush off any excess that may be on the page that the water brush will pick up. This one is too dry. Let's try this one. Nope. Oh, my water brushes have run away. It's a good thing I have a whole thing of them here. Okay. This one. This one has water and it's wet. Okay. So we're going to... So we do have some movement on the yellow, as you can see there. Grab a paper towel just to make sure that I wipe off any color off the brush. And we've got some movement from the red as well. Now this brush puts out a lot of water, and definitely movement from the blue as well. So like I said, this brush does put out quite a bit of water, so be careful using water on these pencils. A water-based product such as Stickles, liquid gel pens, anything that has a water base to it will make the color move in these pencils. So the smudge test that I'm going to do is basically going to tell me whether or not my hand is going to move these pencils. Now, like I said, I am not feeling well today, so I have had a bit of a fever. So my hands are a little sweaty. So I'm going to be wiping my hands on a paper towel to make sure that I'm not providing extra moisture to the swatch. The reason why I'm going to wipe off my hands is because I already know that they're going to move with water. So I would definitely not suggest, if you are in a feverish state or you are not feeling well, that and your hands are sweating, that you put your hands over top of these pencils and move it back and forth, because that moisture from the fever will cause these pencils to move. Now, this is a very personal test. It is something that I do because I know the chemical makeup in my skin normally will move pencils. So even if I'm not sick, when I'm feeling perfectly fine, I do know that my hands will move pencils. Not all pencils, but some pencils they do move. So I do check and make sure that I'm not going to be moving these pencils with my hands just by moving on to the next area, because you could end up rubbing this off outside of the lines and that sort of thing, which is not what you want to do. All right, so I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe my hands. So I'll wipe them really good at the fingertips, make sure that I don't have any moisture on my fingertips. And we're going to take, so definitely moves with my fingers. So definitely would be something that I would be careful of. It's not a huge amount of movement, but it's enough movement that if I go back and forth with my hand while I'm coloring something else, that pigment is going to get moved outside of the line and create something that I don't want it to create. All right, so now for the three color blend, we're going to take our pinks. So let's take a look at our pinks here. I want baby pink, pink madder, and violet pink. The other pink there has a little bit too, is a little less, has a little bit too much orange in it for a proper three color blend. So we're not going to use that, even though it is the mid level of pink. All right. So we're going to take our darkest pink first, which is our violet pink. And we're going to layer at this point. We will use a squishing at the end and see if we can blend it better with a heavy squishing. But for the start, and I've got something underneath there, something on my desk. There, that's better. So for the first part, we're just going to build that color up by layering that color on. Not pressing hard, just hard enough to build the color. These are a round barrel pencil, so if you do have problems with your hands with round barrel pencils, this may not be the best option for you. They're a little bit of a thinner pencil. They're not a full 4 millimeter core, so they are a 3.8 millimeter core. So you may find that they are a little thin for you. They are dipped, and the ends are dipped. I'm not seeing any major issues about them not being fully centered. They do seem to have a good centering. All right, then the next pink we're going to use is pink madder. And go into that tail that I left with the pink violet. And this is just adding layer upon layer upon layer. I'm going to come back with the pink violet and add another layer of it, blending those two colors together. All right. So it seems to be blending them together quite nicely. I'm not getting too much of a harsh line. where those colors have combined. We will see that line more on the light to medium than we will with the dark to medium, because the dark to medium is closer to the same color area. All right, then we're going to take our dark again, and we're going to add another layer just to get that combination there. And to make sure that our dark area is still defined. All right, now we're going to do one more layer of this one. And this is the layering technique, so where you can layer and blend those colors together. Now, if you are not going to layer and blend, you can do something called a squishing technique, which a lot of people do with Prismas, where they will put more pressure on the pencil and fill in that tooth very heavily and bring those pencils to those waxes together, pushing them together to get the blend. Now, I don't like this technique because I see way too much of the dust from the pencil on the page, and it always worries me that I'm ruining my pencils. The one thing about doing this technique is it does fill that tooth very quickly, and it does give you a more solid look to your pencil covering. All right, I'm going to dust that off. So as you can see, it blended that right together. Now we're going to take our medium tone and we're going to put our pressure on it. So you can see the blend move together there. I have a hard time putting the pressure on it. It actually hurts my arm. So that's one of the reasons why I don't particularly like pencils that require that smush. And I am learning that Prismas don't require it. It's just the way people use them. I have been able to blend those pencils and use those pencils with a layering technique. So they're not ones that have to have that smush, just like these ones. So as you can see, you can go over top, smush those colors together, and blend them together just by using a little bit of pressure. And we have a fairly good blend, a really good gradients from our medium, our light, medium, and dark. So I do think that they did do well with the 3-color blend. I'm going to keep these out because after we do the rainbow blend, excuse me, hold on one sec. Sorry about that. After we do the rainbow blend, we're going to do a blender test with both the Caran d'Ache blender and the white pencil from the set. I do like using the white pencils from the set itself because of the fact that it is the same wax and mix of pigment, wax, and oil that the rest of the pencils have. So you will find that the white will blend better than using another brand's blender, if that makes sense. All right, so we're going to start with red. So this is crimson. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a red orange and then a yellow orange. Just by putting those colors together. I'm going to push a little bit harder here just to fill in that space. And then we're going to put our tail out. And this tail is what is going to build that color of the orange red. I'll dust that off. Then we're going to take our yellow. And I'm going to start our yellow way down here because I need a tail there for the blue to create that green, and I don't want any red in that. So we're going to put our yellow here. And then we're going to create another tail here for the yellow orange. So where the red is going to come in to the yellow to create that orange. And then we're going to go into that red and create that red orange. Like so. And then we're going to take our red. We're going to come back over the top of this and bring it into that yellow. And then we're going to bring our yellow in. And you can see the difference in the oranges there. When you put down the yellow first, the yellow is going to show deeper than the red, so you will end up with that brighter yellow orange. If you put the red down first, you will get that darker red orange. Just going to push a little bit harder here just to blend those colors together. And that gives us our oranges. So as you can see, there's a lighter orange there, a darker orange there. All right, now I'm going to wipe off my yellow. And we're going to come back through here and just going to finish that yellow off. Now we have a yellow area here for the blue to blend into. So we're going to take our blue and we're going to come back here. This is where our deepest blue color is going to be. So this is our blue. And then we're going to have this area here, which is going to be our dark blue and dark green, because it's going to be the blue underneath the yellow. So this area here that we have the yellow down first will be the lighter green. All right, then we're going to take our yellow and dust that off. And we're going to bring those colors together. As you can see, it's not a perfect blend because there's space in between, but it does create that green color. And we're going to take our blue. This area here has a darker green, and this area here will be lighter. But it does create that darker green color. Of course, if I used a lighter blue, it would have given us a lighter green. But we do have our light green and our dark green into our blue. So we do get that rainbow blend, and you can get that with layering, or you can get that with squishing the pencils together. Either which way, it does work. So that is a good thing as well. So I know it's looking a little bit dark, almost a black color, but it is not. So, and once we pull out, zoom out a little bit, it will show a different level of color. All right, so now we're going to do our blender test. So I'm going to take the violet pink, and this is going to be the blender, the Caran d'Ache blender. These do feel and resemble, when I do color heavily with them, resemble a wax-based pencil instead of an oil-based pencil. They may have a high quality of oil in them, but they also have a high quality of wax. So it does feel a lot softer than the typical oil-based pencils that I have used. So they could be an oil base using a higher quality of wax, but they do feel like they are a wax base. Now I will know that better in a couple of days with the possibility of wax bloom, because if that's sometimes with a wax-based pencil, you will find that there is a white buildup on your page on top of your color, and that's called wax bloom. You will see that a lot with Prisma and other wax-based pencils. These did not have any wax bloom on the cores when I opened them, so that is a good indicator that I'm not going to have that issue. All right. Oh, there's my big one. I was going to use my little one because I couldn't find my big one, but I found my big one. All right, so we're going to use the Caran d'Ache blender. We're going to work this way, filling in the white spot and blending those edges together. And then we're going to work backwards. And it definitely does fill those lines and blend those edges. So the blender definitely does work. Now we're going to use a bit of a darker red for our, instead of our dark pink. Our dark pink will be used for our secondary color, and then our medium will be our light. And the reason for this is because the white in this set is quite opaque. So I'm anticipating that the white will change the color of the red to the dark pink, of the dark pink to the medium pink, and of the medium pink to the light pink. If not a little bit closer to those colors. All right, so that was rose red that I used. And then we're going to use our deep pink. So this is violet pink. I have not sharpened these pencils at all since I received them. So we will also do a sharpener test with a handheld sharpener as well as with a crank sharpener, just to see how well they do in the sharpener as well, because they do say that they are break resistant. I have not had any broken. I didn't have any come in the package broken or anything like that. So that was really actually a good thing to see, especially with how flimsy the trays are. And they came in an envelope, of course, from Amazon. So for it not to have any broken at all is a good thing to me. All right, so we're going to use the white that comes in the set. We are going to push a little harder, smushing those colors together and moving them around. And as you can see, what I anticipated happening is happening. We are getting a blend of that white, creating a different pink color to the red as well as to the dark pink and the light pink. The white has blended them very nicely. And as you can see, I've put a little bit of pressure on that, and it did wear that pencil down a bit. But we did get a good blend. They moved those colors together. It covered the white spot and created a good saturated blend. So both the blender and the white do a very good job of moving those colors together. And with the white being as opaque as it is actually going to change that color to a lighter color than you put down. So keep that in mind when you are putting down your colors for what you're doing, and if you're going to be moving those colors with the white pencil. I'm just trying to put these back in place here just so that I don't lose them. What did I do? I just put that one in the wrong spot. There we go. All right, so for the testing that we've done here, I'm going to zoom you out a little bit, and we're going to take a look at the test results on the sheet here. So our cost per pencil, like I said, with the coupon, I do believe they are about $23.75, almost $24. So I'm going to call it $24. I'm going to grab my calculator here because my brain is not working. So $24 divided by 72 pencils works out to 33 cents a pencil. Now I should have been able to figure that out. So at 33 cents a pencil, I think that's a pretty good price for a colored pencil that works quite nicely. Like I said, there is no grab, there is no scratch, anything like that. They are a very smooth, soft pencil. So 33 cents per pencil I think is pretty good. So we're going to give that a 5-star for the cost per pencil. The color selection, I think they're very well balanced. We do have a good selection of our yellows into our orange yellows, into our oranges, and our orange reds. Now we do have some colors here that are more of that peachy tone, giving us some of those light skin tones as well, but they are a peachy color, which is an orange tone. So they do have quite a few orange tones, about the same with the reds, a good selection of pinks. I wish they had a little more pink, but it's not horrible. A good selection of the purple, good amount of blue. It's not too heavy on the blue. There is a little bit of a heaviness on the green, but if you think of the green blues and the blue greens, that being its own aquatic kind of placement in the color areas, there's not a huge amount of green or blue. Good selection of brown. Wish they had a little bit more in that lighter gray area, but with the opacity of the white, you can definitely create those grayer colors. So I think that the color selection for a 72 set is pretty good. So we're going to put that as a 5-star as well. Color saturation, definitely get some great color saturation, so that's also going to be 5. I have not had too many that are all 5 stars. Of course, this is not going to have a star either on the open stock because there is no open stock. But all the other areas of importance, and do remember that they do state that these are light fast as well and are rated for that light fastness. So if you want to verify that, I would strongly suggest using the color chart that comes with the set. Put that out in your window in the sun, somewhere that it's going to get that light hitting it all the time, and judge, because on that chart they do have the light fastness below the swatch. So judge the swatch and verify whether or not it's that light fast. So with coupon. Now without my coupon, it is an Amazon coupon. It is available on my community tab. I will also place it below the video. Now the coupon itself is only going to be good for, I do believe, until the middle of November, or until they sell out. So it is not guaranteed to be there the whole time. So if you don't jump on it right away, you may find at a later date that they are no longer available on the coupon. All right. So our test results, it did definitely fail the water test, failed the smudge test. It definitely passed the 3-color blend, the rainbow blend, the blender, as well as the ability to blend with white. So we've got 15, 16 points here, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 points out of 23. No, out of 20. 26. So we lost 4 points on open stock, and a lot of sets, especially smaller sets from China, are definitely going to lose points on the open stock because not too many of those will ever have open stock. I did take the points away for the water test and the smudge test, and like I said, with the smudge test, that is a very personal test. It will change with person. So for me, I know that I have a chemical composition in my skin that is going to move colors from most colored pencil sets. I have found quite a few that I don't move, but most of them I do. And water resistancy is just so that I can verify that if I'm going to use a gel pen on it, that I have to be careful. If I am going to use a white paint pen, if it's a water-based paint, it's going to absorb that color into that white and change that white to a pink or to a pale yellow or a light blue. It's going to pick up those colors and it's going to reflect those colors in the white. If you're using a water-based ink, that sort of thing. Just remember that the way to avoid that and the way to conquer that, not even avoid it, but to conquer that with the whites, is put down your color, let it, your white areas, your highlights, whatever you're putting down, let it dry, and then go over it again after it's dry. And that will give you a barrier between the pencil and the brightest area that you want white. Or blend everything first with your Caran d'Ache blender, which will give you a layer of protection for that water movement. The Caran d'Ache blender does give you a really good water resistancy to your colored pencils. So if you are finding that your pencils move with water, use your Caran d'Ache blender with, at the end of your coloring before you start using things like gel pens and paint and watercolor paint and that sort of thing. All right, guys, so that is the Woomer colored pencil set. This is a 72 colored pencil set. It does have a really good blendability. They are a fairly soft cord pencil. I did not have any grittiness at all. I did not have any drag on the paper. This is the Nina cardstock, so I didn't have any drag on the paper, and I also did not have any problems building the color as well as smooshing the color together. All right, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope this has been informative. I will leave that coupon link below the video, as well as the link to the swatch chart that will be available on my Ko-fi page. Um, it's not expensive. It's $1. If you want to add more, by all means add more. But it does pay for a little bit of my time of putting these pencils together in a color order that I enjoy. All right, so with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.